As the 19th century unfolded, the restless citizens of the new republic began pushing back their frontiers, north and south, and overland to the west. But their first highways were the continent's mighty rivers. River society raced with vivid new jargon. A roustabout was a deckhand. Today, he works on an oil rig. Slaves were sold down the river. A showboat was a deluxe steamer with onboard entertainment. A riverboat, wrote Mark Twain, is like a wedding cake without the complications. The captain and pilot of the Delta Queen are Southerners who know the 4,500 miles of these treacherous waters by heart.
How's she going?
That buoy seems to be a little bit out of place for down to 11 foot here, Kim.
Looks like that reef's running out past that buoy.
Yeah, I'm going to pull her on out.
The west bank of the Mississippi was known as the Outlands. The Old English word outlandish now took on a new connotation.
Well, the Outlands were this west of the Mississippi River, unsettled, wild animals and all this. And the people became, the term outlandish was applied to them because they wore coonskin hats and buckskin clothes and moccasins, and they were very individualized. And the word outlandish later meant somebody was rather rough and rowdy and wore an unusual dress.
There were gamblers chancing the wheels of fortune up and down the river.
Gambler's life I do admire, doo-dah, doo-dah. The best of rum they do require, oh, the doo-dah day. The vodka shots begin to town, the doo-dah, doo-dah. I played all night and I cleaned them out, oh, the doo-dah day. I'm bound to play all night, I'm bound to play all day. I bet my money on the ace and king, who dare bet on the trade.
American English owes much to that legendary individual, the Mississippi riverboat gambler. The most famous American card games, faro and poker, developed in French-speaking New Orleans. And so did the familiar terms, ace, deuce, trey.
An ace, queen, 10.
Betting was so much a part of the frontier life that then as now, many Americans didn't just say yes, they said, you bet. The mother of the novelist Anthony Trollope observed that no boat left New Orleans without one or two gentlemen whose profession it was to drill the 52 elements of a deck of cards to profitable duty.
Captain, just put it in a pile. Cut 'em.
Cut 'em.
Long and strong, huh?
Long and strong. Deal the cards.
Card dealing has given us phrases like square deal, fair deal, raw deal, and the derisive big deal.
There's five, and there's five, and there's five.
In front of the dealer was a buckhorn-handled knife, called simply a buck. A player who didn't want to risk dealing would pass it to the next player, or pass the buck.
Here we go.
Card sharpers who gave dealing a bad name might stack the deck, or deal from the bottom of the pack.
Two for you.
Three.
A player on a winning streak would need a poker face, especially when his neighbor called his bluff.
Your eyes are rolling around like you got something going on over there. Look at here. You think I'm not a lover? Look at all these hearts I got here, gang. There's one right there. There's another one right there. There's another one right there. There's another one right there. And there's another right there. If anybody beats that, I'm gonna start crying. You get that.
Ante up.
Ante up?
Ante up.
Ante up means to put money in the pot before the betting begins. The phrase "for openers" meant an early bet. To up the ante was to raise the stakes.
Jacks to better. Just straight.
Oh, yeah. Ah. Holy cat, who dealt this mess?
You did.
Okay,
Me?
how many you
Yeah,
take?
I'll take 3.
Take 3. All right, that means a pair. Okay, what do you take?
I want 4 of them. Don't get the 6.
When stockbrokers talk about blue chip investments, or hitting the jackpot, or cashing in their chips, they're using poker slang.
Holy cat.
To string along meant to stay in the game. And a player who'd had enough would simply throw in his hand and say, "Deal me out."
That's pretty good. I got paper sale.
Hey, oh, bless your heart, Captain. Bless your heart. You don't feed the kids for a couple of days. I'm bound to play all night. I'm bound to play all day. I'll bet my money on the ace and king. Who dare bet on the trade?
The king's a layout from the top.
Doo-dah, doo-dah.
That's where I let my money drop.
Oh, the doo-dah day.
There's faro, poker, and 21.
Doo-dah, doo-dah.
For me to beat is only fun.
Oh, the doo-dah day. I'm bound to play all night. I'm bound to play all day. I'll bet my money on the ace and king. Who dare bet on the trade?